I tried to help a brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're having some technical difficulties, so give me a second as we get it together.
Wow.
You want to talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
The other dude's holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Oh! Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what happened. Jerry sent some voodoo that you do over here. There it is. There it is. There it is. And now my background gone and everything. I don't know what's going on, y'all. But stop hating on me, Jerry.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything.
Stop hating on me.
I'm not. You hear me saying anything? I didn't say anything.
Oh man, my background gone. Well, I got my trusty stationary bike behind me, and I'm gonna beat my dogs down if they get upset. If I get upset, stick. Well, I had a Jerry moment. They call them senior moments. It's me, it's FSP. I'm doing what I do it for you all day, every day. Welcome to Fantasy Sports and Politics. I put in a new mic, then I lose my visual. Then all this other mess happening.
I tried to warn him, people. I tried to warn him, but he did not heed.
He did. He did. But here's what I'm gonna say. All right, look. I'm taking back. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to get my background fixed because I'm having a Jerry moment. But what I'm going to talk about today is very simple. It's very simple, ladies and gentlemen. We have one division left. The AFC East. Now, I don't know if it's a big deal to you or not, but Aaron Rodgers is with the New York Jets. Jerry abandoned his Jets several years ago, quite a few years ago, I would say.
They're not mine anymore.
I said you abandoned them about 6 years ago, right?
So they're not mine anymore.
Again, you abandoned about 6 years ago, right?
The Jets are what they are.
Why won't you just give me the right time frame?
I moved on to a different team.
About 6 years ago, right? That's what I'm trying to get to. About 6 years ago, right?
Give or take, yes.
Okay. Ever since, the Jets have not been the same. They struggled to get here, get there, go everywhere. And then last year, lo and behold, there was some hope. There was some hope for the Jets with nondescript quarterbacks. Well, the biggest news in the NFL world has been the Jets got Aaron Rodgers. Ooh-wee, not to be outdone, this is the source being Dalvin Cook, it's a pretty high chance that he's going to sign with the Jets. He's still got a visit with the Dolphins. So here's what I'm thinking, ladies and gentlemen, because we're talking about the AFC East. Dalvin Cook is playing the money game. Who's going to pay him more, the Jets or Miami? Now, Miami, they just lost Jalen. Oh my God, what's Jalen's last name?
Ramsey.
Thank you. Jalen Ramsey for quite some time. Luckily, this happened. Well, It's a month before training camp, 2 months before the start of the season, but his recovery is supposed to take 2 months. That does not include getting back into football shape. So I foresee him being on the PUP list at least through the first 6 weeks of the season. Because everything was looking good in Miami, then Jalen got hurt chasing after Tyreek. Then we've got the drama in Buffalo. Again, if you missed last Sunday's show, I currently have tickets to the Dallas Cowboys and New York Jets game when they're going to face the Buffalo Bills. But what's going on in Buffalo? I'll be honest with you. I don't know. It's going to show today, but I don't know. And then, of course, you've got the New England Patriots. They're all about the boom.
Boom!
Adam Cole, baby. Listen, I don't know what to tell you when it comes to New England Patriots. People are calling them the dark horse. People are calling them this, that, and the third. I don't think they're going to be that good this year. That's why I asked the question in the description of the show. Is this Belichick's last stand? Is Bill gone after this year? You know it's all about the boom. JT.
Yes, sir.
What is your take on the AFC East before we get into the breakdown?
It's going to be pretty high competitive. I see these teams going back and forth with each other, with the exception of New England Patriots. I have dim outlook for the New England Patriots because of the talent level that is in Buffalo, Miami, and the Jets. So I think as it'll play out, you'll see that the New England Patriots, in my opinion, will be the bottom feeders in that division.
New England Patriots bottom feeders.
Yep.
I can agree. I'll be very honest. It's a dangerous, dangerous game that teams play when it comes to New England. It really is. What do I mean by that? Everybody believes in Bob Kraft and Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. The question has always been Brady or Belichick. Brady went on to take a team to the Super Bowl and win.
Two different teams.
Well, the Patriots and the Bucks.
Yep.
But I'm saying once he left New England, Belichick has had teams that same makeup minus Tom Brady, and it's not that good. I'm just saying. Hey, what's up, Jared Butler? Talking that smack about they dogging you out already, JT. Jared Butler dogging you out. I don't know why he want to dog you out.
Hey,
but PSA got something for you.
I got something for him too, right there.
Hey. I got this out on LinkedIn as well, bro. Let's keep it professional with our gestures. Oh my God.
I got a single digit. Let me put it that way for him.
Thank you.
Because the same simple fact is it's a weak-minded person that happens to bring up something that happened a few years ago. Let me put it this way. I say weak-minded. I say an insecure person. To make him feel good, he's got to down somebody. So it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. I ain't sweating it. He can do his thing. I can do my thing. I don't worry about what he does because the fact is he's inconsequential. He's not relevant.
Inconsequential.
He's not relevant. Let me put it that way in my mind.
Okay. Q's laughing at you on that one.
Yeah.
But okay. He says he ran you out of TSA. That's all I'm gonna put up there on that.
You know what? I'm not even going to preface that because, like I said, it takes a weak-minded person, man. Why are you bringing stuff up that was three years old? Because he had nothing better to talk about? Come on, man. Come on.
Because it's all about the boom.
I don't.
But go ahead, finish talking about the AFC East.
AFC East, the New England Patriots are
just AFC East, not just the New England Patriots.
Okay. Well, the New England Patriots are part of the AFC East. I'm going to go to New England Patriots, then I'm going to go briefly to the other teams. New England Patriots are just look at their record, people. Look at the record of Tom Brady with the Patriots and the Patriots without Tom Brady. And I don't need to say anything more about that. The Buffalo Bills, the Miami Dolphins are going to be the two teams that are going to fight it out. I know there's a lot of hype. There is a lot of hype. And maybe it's warranted, maybe it's not about the New York team that wears the Kelly Green. But
that's what it's called, Kelly Green?
Yeah. But
I didn't know that. Okay.
But it is what it is. Aaron Rodgers has to bring that team and teach them how to win. Now, they were 7-10 last year. Can Aaron Rodgers get 3 more wins out of that team? Buffalo has improved. Miami has improved. We'll see. Does Dalvin Cook make a difference with the Jets if he comes? We'll see. Or is he playing like you said, the money game? Trying to jump on that money train. Okay. Is that going to help him tip him over the edge? You don't know. You don't know.
Well, it's all about the boom.
And the fact is this. And hold on. Let me just finish this. What team in the AFC East has a new quarterback and a new offense? That takes the time to gel. It takes time for that to gel. A new quarterback, a new offense, a new offensive coordinator. That takes time to gel. It's not going to happen right away. Okay.
Well,
now
the new team. Well, which team are you talking about? Because Nathaniel Hackett has been Aaron Rodgers' offensive coordinator for X amount of years, and they just took a 1-year break.
But has Aaron Rodgers been with the Jets for several years? No.
No. I get that part, okay. But you said the coach and the quarterback.
Yes, coach and the quarterback, offensive coordinator, and the quarterback, a new offense. The team, it's a young team, has to learn a new offense.
Okay.
Buffalo is established with their offense and their quarterback. Miami's established with their offense and their quarterback. The New England Patriots have a new offensive coordinator. They're hoping that can resurrect the career of Mac Jones. So there's a lot of variables with the Jets, even though they do have a Hall of Fame quarterback. That's not a magical fix.
No, so I agree with that. But I kind of when we get to the Jets, I'll go more in depth.
Okay.
But I disagree on that because you have a receiver and a quarterback and an offensive coordinator that have been together for a long time that can help bring everybody along. But we'll save that conversation for when we get to the Jets. Let's talk strictly right now. And Q, I sent you an invite. I don't know what's going on with my invites lately, but I sent you an invite to the show. If you want to jump on, if you have time. If not, I understand, brother. The New England Patriots. We're going to start there first. Started from the bottom. Now we're here. Let's started from the bottom and the whole team's here. I got to tell you, had they landed Hopkins, I'd be singing a different tune. I think that one player turns that team into a totally different team. Not so much as a run-heavy team. Supposedly, Ezekiel Elliott is getting a audience with the New England Patriots this weekend or at some point. I don't think that's a good move for Zeke. Why do I think that's not a good move for Zeke? Zeke is not your 20 carry back anymore, 25 carry back anymore. Yes, he can mix in with young guy Andre Stevenson and all that. But to me, the Patriots are not a pass-heavy team or a team that's going to pass a lot. Mac Jones is a very good quarterback, but I don't think he is a superior quarterback. Juju Smith-Schuster is not going to make him any better. Devontae Parker, if he's still on the field, gives him explosiveness. I like my guy. Jerry didn't like him when we drafted him, but I love my Gesick, whatever, however name that. But I don't think, and remember, there's still time from the Chargers, a couple years, Hunter, a couple years ago. They have all weapons, and yet they are a predominantly run-heavy team. And I get it. Old football, run the ball, shoot the clock, play good defense, win 17-10, something like that. But going on the schedule, our team, I don't know, I'm not sure what just happened, but the Patriots are a team.
You're coming in broken up.
You keep going in and out. I don't know what that's about. Maybe hopefully my signal's not bad. I don't know. But yeah, I keep flashing in and out. I think my signal is not the strongest of signals. If I do go out, just keep it going. Okay? If I do go out, I'll just keep going until I get it adjusted. The point is, thank you, Q. The point is,
all right. Seems like Victor is having some problems.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Because I can see and hear you.
Say what?
I hear you.
He said you're breaking up.
Go.
Apparently, Victor's frozen up. I don't know if he can correct it at the time, but he was talking about the New England Patriots at one point, and we're supposed to be going over the.
I'm scared.
You here?
I can see.
You're breaking up something. You're breaking up something terrible. Yeah, I just lost Victor. Okay, so I'm here, and we're talking about the AFC East, as you know. I reiterated it again, and the meaning when I say Buffalo has improved, well, they had lost a defensive player that made a difference when he was in their active. He got hurt. He's out the rest of the season, and Buffalo wasn't the same on defense. They have improved because Von Miller is back and healthy, and that makes the defense that much stronger. So when I say they've improved by getting one of their players back in Von Miller, which he's got a veteran presence, and he's a variable very strong defensive player and leading that defense. So you got Miami with Vic Fangio as the head as the defensive coordinator now, which is going to be a more aggressive defense, even though they were aggressive last year and very good defense. And you got the Buffalo Bills. Now, both these teams, Buffalo and Miami, have good defenses and a very good offense, which would make for a great battle in the AFC East. Now, what's taken away from the New York Jets? Why are the New York Jets not in that? Because they have a top 5 defense, but you don't know what you're going to get. It's highly anticipated what you're going to get, but you don't know what you're going to get with the Jets, with a new quarterback, a new offensive philosophy, and a new offensive coordinator. Now, the last time those two were together was Aaron Rodgers had MVP seasons. That's what New York and the New York fans are anticipating. A MVP type of season, meaning that the Jets are going to win more than 7 games and get those that team who hasn't been in the playoffs since 1995 or something like that.
It was
2000 and change. I think they're the longest professional team that hasn't been in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. And is it going to happen this year? Don't know. AFC East is a crapshoot.
So that's why I wanted to go directly to the Patriots right now and focus solely on what it is they're doing and where they're going. I'm not sure what you guys heard before I broke up, but I was saying how the offensive weaponry for the Patriots says we should be throwing the ball a little bit more. What up, House? But they're a run-heavy team. And if Zeke is going to be making a visit to the Patriots, I don't think that's a good fit for him. I don't think that's a good fit with the young quarterback, the not so dominant wide receiving core. They have some good receivers, but not one is dominant or the healthiest. That's why I was saying if Hopkins were there, it'd be a whole different outlook. Gesicki probably has the best hands out of the tight ends and receiving core. So if Zeke goes there and they decide to give him an offer and he decides to take it, I don't think that's the best move for Zeke. I would wait for Minnesota, honestly. I would wait for Minnesota or Miami or whoever does not sign Dalvin Cook to come get me. That's just me. I don't believe the Patriots they have a formula right now to win. I think, honestly, this or next year is Bill Belichick's final season as the head coach in New England. I really don't find it ironic that when Brady left, that they had a little bit of success because it was still some of the players on that team he won with, but they had a totally different play calling and quarterback play. But the following year, you saw what the Patriots were without Tom Brady, but still with Bill Belichick. Conversely, the following year, after Brady goes to Tampa and wins the Super Bowl, he still gets his team, albeit with a terrible record, to the playoffs and almost wins the playoff game, if not for one bad all-out blitz call from Todd Bowles that lets Cooper Kupp get past everybody and get him in field goal position or field goal range. Brady was going to win a second playoff game without Belichick. So with that being said, I don't see the Patriot way being Bill's way much longer. You ready to go over the schedule, JT?
Absolutely, man. I'm always ready.
All right, they open up the season with Philadelphia. Now,
Okay.
look,
I have a loss for them.
I have a loss as well. Game 2, week 2, Miami comes to town. It's a Sunday night. Miami wins that game.
I have the Patriots winning that game. Yep.
Okay, listen, to each his own.
What? See, you got to understand
Each his
something,
own.
and I
Each his
give you.
own.
Well, I'll give you a reason. You don't want a reason for that. I give you a reason.
Go ahead.
The reason is Miami and the Patriots has been a long storied division rivalry. The Patriots always play Miami tough. No matter how good Miami has been, the Patriots always find a way to give fits to Miami Dolphins. And I think they're playing in New England. I think that win that matchup.
Okay. I disagree with you. I think the
Okay.
Patriots is going to be piss poor. They'll be good, but not good enough. As you'll see by the record. At the Jets, I think the Jets, whether they have Dalvin Cook or not, are still head and shoulders above the Patriots. So I got the Jets winning.
I have the Jets winning that also. And let me just put this out here right now. It's all downhill for the Patriots after this.
I got it downhill a lot. But
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, not just from there, though. I got it downhill a lot.
That's what I'm saying.
Dallas is a better team overall. As you all know, I'm not a Cowboys fan whatsoever. But Cowboys win that game in Dallas.
I agree.
If Zeke signs, Belichick's going to get that boy the ball 25 times. I don't think it's going to help, but Michael Parsons is going to feast on some macaroni and cheese, if you get what I'm saying. Week 5, in an upset. I know when we did New Orleans schedule, I had New Orleans winning this game, but I've since changed my mind. The reason why I changed my mind is because I think I'm not happy with what the Patriots have on offense. But I think in New England, that's the key here. In New England, I know it's the beginning of October, but but New England will win this game because they need to. Right now, I don't have them winning a game. Jerry hasn't won a game. But week 5, they find a way to win this game.
Too much talent. There's not enough scoring offense on New England, and that's going to be a recurring theme throughout the season. I like the Saints in this.
All right. My tone has changed a little bit on the Raiders. I wish Q was on so we can talk about his Raiders now that Jimmy G's back in the saddle. But it's okay. I'm still going to give this game to Bill Belichick, even though it's in Vegas.
Oh, hell no. Let me put it this way. I'm not a big fan of Jimmy G. Jimmy G doesn't throw the ball down the field, and that's not a good thing for Devontae Adams. But I think his former coach, who traded him away, and that's a fact, he traded him away. I think he wants the revenge. I think the Patriot way is going to be to their detriment. I think Jimmy G, who I'm not a fan of, playing at home, they're going to win this game.
Okay. But now comes a mudslide. I have them losing to Buffalo, losing to Miami, and Washington. They're going a 3-game skid.
Well, I see him winning at Washington, a home against Washington. So that's the difference from you and I thought.
Okay. But then week 10, just before their bye week, they beat the Colts.
I agree with that because Belichick is hell against rookie quarterbacks.
But from then on out, I'm be honest with you, they lose every game. They even lose to the Chargers.
Yep.
Week
I-
12 through week 18, I have the Patriots losing every game. The Giants, the Chargers, the Steelers, the Chiefs, the Broncos, Buffalo, and finishing up with the Jets. I got them losing every game to that point.
Well, surprise, surprise, surprise. Mr. FSP, we have the same record, maybe different win-loss during the season, but it happens to be 3-14. Bottom feeders, like I said.
Yeah. And this is why I said I don't believe the Belichick era is going to last past this year, maybe next year, because there isn't a coach out there right now that's hot.
And since we're on the New England Patriots, people who are New England Patriots fans are spoiled, and you're in for lean years. You are in for lean years. Belichick leaves, then you're going to get another coach here with limited talent. You're in for lean years.
Agreed. I agree. Chris is a Patriot fan, and he would he was a Brady fan and is a Brady fan, but he still supports the Patriots a little bit.
Moment of silence.
He's not here today. He's not here today. But when he catches the replay, he'll probably say something to me in a message or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we both got him 3-13. 3-14.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before I get to this next team, JT.
Yes, sir.
Don't you say every year a playoff team from the previous year doesn't make it back?
There's at least six playoff teams that made the playoffs last year that won't make the playoffs this year. That's been history.
Yes, that's not saying they're all from the same conference,
right?
Or the same division. It's just 6 total teams, right?
Yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, one of those teams is who I'm going to talk about now. And Jared Butler says he's in the gym, so he can't come on. But
you know why you trying to stir the pot, man? What's up with
I ain't
that?
stirring the pot. I invited him on.
Yeah, okay.
But this, ladies and gentlemen, this team we're about to talk about, they're one of those teams that I believe will be in that 6. I'm going from worst to first in the AFC East. And I'm going to make a lot of people mad when I bring up this team because people think they're stacked. As a matter of fact, ain't holding nothing back because she's thick. She's stacked. All that a man would like. Jerry should know the song I'm singing, because you know why? This team was a bad man pajama, just as fine, but they're not that fine anymore. The team I have missing the playoffs this year from the AFC East, there's only 2 of them last year. They like to circle the wagons. The Bills ain't making the playoffs this year, y'all. They're not making the playoffs this year. JT, your thoughts about the Bills?
I said last year the Bills' window of possibility of being Super Bowl contenders was closing. That door was getting smaller and smaller. I still think that they have a possibility, but
Chris heard the hot take.
but I still think that they're strong contenders right now. They have their core offense back together. Von Miller has come back. I think I was talking about Von Miller when I said Von Miller. They've improved their team, and Q said I was wrong. That's fine. I was saying that Von Miller got hurt early in the season, or when he got hurt, and their defense was not the same. Now you got Von Miller back, and I think they improved their team. Regardless of where it came from, I think they improved their team, especially their defense. And that makes you got one of the impact players on that team is in Von Miller. And he can disrupt an offense just by himself. So can I finish?
I thought you were finished. Go ahead.
And I think that makes a difference in this team. He's a spiritual leader, an older veteran that's won Super Bowls, knows what it takes, and can inspire and push these guys to do more than they think they can do. I still believe he can do that. So I think they have a strong shot, a very strong shot, and maybe to win, like I said, to win of Clemson, to win a division.
Okay. Well, two things. Tremaine Edmonds left, their best linebacker. He's gone. Matt Milano is the only real linebacker they have outside of a rookie. And Von Miller is a good player to bring back. But if nobody's there to cover the folks or hit the people at the second level, doesn't matter if Von Miller gets to the quarterback in 3 seconds or not. It's nobody is there to cover him. But Chris, I'm glad you stopped in because Jerry and I both gave the Patriots a 3-14 record for the season. Interested in your thoughts in that. Also, Chris, how do I sound? Do I sound a lot better or not? But back to the Bills, the window's closing, I think, because they went and got probably the best tight end in the draft in Kincaid, because he's a move tight end. But, hey, you line him in the slot. So the Buffalo Bills must have a great deal of belief in the other wide receivers opposite of Stephon Diggs. Now, the issue wasn't that reportedly, the issue was not with Allen that Diggs had. It was with Ken Dorsey, the offensive play caller. Well, Stephon, you ain't going to win that battle. Now, Allen might look at you a little bit more because of I was about to say crying. His brother done signed a $97 million contract. So the Diggs family is very wealthy. But the problem to me, they lose Edmonds. They lose Leslie Frazier. They really didn't get a number 2 wide receiver. Is James going to be their number 1 running back? And can he do the job of a number 1 running back? I say no. So to open up the season versus the Jets in New York, probably going to be a hot game, especially after hearing what Robert Saleh had to defend. We're going to talk about that Denver Bronco game when we get to the Jets too, because you put a GIF up that I thought was apropos. It was a great GIF that you put up that was so apropos. I see. He got him 8-9.
You like that? You like that gift, huh?
Yeah, I like that gift. That because that was Fred. She said, "You're a big dumb." Yeah. We're gonna talk about the Jets. Chris, I'm sorry, but your Patriots not going 8-9. They're not going 8-9. Buffalo might go 8-9. after you go over the schedule because they opened up the season with a loss Monday night at the Jets. What you got, JT?
I agree.
Then they host the Raiders, and they're on some get back, so they're going to get back on them. They go to Washington, and I said this was going to be an upset, and it's going to be an upset. Washington beats Buffalo. There were 10,000, or there are 10,000 fans, 10,000 at Washington's minicamp right now. Can you tell there's a juice in the fan base? 10,000 people at the freaking minicamp?
Okay.
Woo! Washington's on a mission this year. They might not have a great season like I talked about last week, but they're going to beat Buffalo. They're not going to let Stephon Diggs alone beat them because that's all Buffalo has right now. I take it you got something different, JT?
I like Buffalo winning this game. And just like you said before, they go on a tear. I think from week 2 to week 8, they win those games.
Okay, I think you're wrong, but let me answer this question real quick. We talked about that too, Chris. Cook isn't going to go to New England. He's either going to go to Miami or the Jets. Looks like the Jets. And I said it's a bad move if Zeke signs with the Patriots. I really think it would be a bad move. JT really didn't give his thoughts on that, but
that's going to be my thought is they're going to be a bad team, man. It's going to be a bad team. And their defense has to be 85 Bears defense in order for them to stay in the game. Their defense has to be the caliber of 85 Bears or the 2000 or something Ravens. That's how good their defense has to be. I don't see it. Because their offense is not going to score. Outscore a lot of teams. And that's going to be the problem. That's going to be a problem.
Okay. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. But in that comment you made, if 10,000, yeah, right. True. So here's what I got. JT said from week 2 to week 8 is all wins. I disagree.
Okay.
I think you said for Buffalo, week 2 to week 8 are all wins, right? Or did I mishear you?
No, that's what I said.
Okay, I disagree with you. I think they lose to Miami. I think they lose to Jacksonville. I think they also, now that Saquon signed for 1 year, I think the Giants beat them. Week 7, they get the Patriots, and they beat the Patriots. So they go on a 3-game. Let me see how many games was that. 4. Washington, Miami, Jacksonville, New York. They go on a 4-game losing streak. They come back, beat New England. Week 8, Thursday night, they beat Tampa Bay. I agree with you on that. Now, here's the kicker, JT. My man, Joey B, got a calf strain. And now they're talking about paying Higgins money, and Burrow should get way more money than Herbert. Just my thoughts. Ooh, tough game. And not only is it a tough game, it's in Cincinnati. I'm going to give it to the Bengals.
Okay. Then at home against Denver.
Let's talk about that game.
Okay.
He's quoting you. They're going to be a bad team, JT, on a 23 facts.
They're going to be a bad team.
By the way, Chris, not only is he the purveyor of Mala for Vets, he is also a broadcast journalist, just to let you know. He's taking quotes and keeping names. And my boy, James Pooney Hemsley, if you woke up, you're winning. If you woke up, you're winning.
Okay.
And that's the truth. He says, who's going to be barely 500? Pooney Are you saying the Buffalo Bills going to be barely 500 or the Patriots? Because JT and I said the Patriots are going to be 3-14, but Buffalo might barely be 500 in my opinion. But let's talk about this fight between Nathaniel Hackett and, as Sean Payton said, I didn't have my coach's hat on when I made those comments. So what hat did you have on?
What are you
Sean?
talking about? What are you talking about? This is not the Jets. This is we're talking about.
Oh
Buffalo.
yeah, my bad. You talking about the Broncos and Buffalo. My bad. I got caught up because I really want to talk about
I can see that. I can see
really
that.
want to talk about that.
That's all right.
Anyway, Broncos are going to beat Buffalo.
Uh-huh.
I understand. Listen. I'm going to tell you. Excuse me. I'm going to tell you. The Broncos are taking on the persona of Sean Payton. Whole attitude change. When we talk about the Jets, I'm going to bring that up. I'm going because that quote he said.
Let's focus on Buffalo, man.
I got you. We but it's on the pop. You really think the Broncos can do a 180 in 1 year?
I agree.
Yes. Jerry says no. Jerry's shaking his head. I think they can and they will.
Hell to the no.
Listen, it was coaching, bro. It was coaching. That's what stopped the Broncos from being better than what they were last year. I know you can say the performance on the field was trash. It was, but you also had players going down. But the coaching cost them the first game of the season. Would you not agree with me on that? Would you not agree with me on that? I saw what he put. But would you not agree with me on that coaching of last year?
Yeah, it was bad.
But
was
the
bad.
first game of the season, in my opinion, was lost because of the coach.
It was bad. It was bad. But consistently bad play throughout the year was not the coach. Okay?
No, I agree, but the calls of the coach, I think. All right. So let's get off that Bronco game because I got the Broncos win them and you don't.
I don't.
All right. Next game Buffalo has week 11. Listen, the Jets, Jerry's are going to sweep Buffalo. No, excuse me. My bad. No, they're not. I got to give week 11 to Buffalo. I'm giving week 11 to Buffalo. I got to take that back.
Are you okay, bro? Are you okay? Because
I'm okay.
You slipping up a lot. I'm just asking. I'm concerned. I'm concerned.
Just like I was with you, right?
That's fine. I appreciate it. That's fine. I'm just asking you, are you okay?
Well, I had to pull that back because I have to remember what I had planned to say.
Okay.
I planned out my thoughts.
Okay.
I just didn't write them down.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So week 12, just for the bye week, they're going to catch another L to the Eagles.
Okay.
All right. It doesn't get no better. They get a bye week. That's the only best thing they got. Week 14, they come back and go to Kansas City. Now, the thing about it is, Buffalo has played Kansas City pretty daggone well the past couple years. But I think Kansas City just on a whole new level. I'm on a new level. And Buffalo just has not made that step to that new level. I'm sorry. And before I forget to say it again, that week 11 game, I got tickets to. Hit me up if you're a Jets fan, Jerry, or you're a Buffalo Bills fan and you want to go see Aaron Rodgers versus Mr. Allen and company. They won't be cheap. All right. So week 14, I got Kansas City winning. Who do you have?
Okay. I have Kansas City winning also.
All right. Week 15. Again, this is not a good year for Buffalo. I got the Cowboys winning. I also have tickets for that game as well. So any Cowboy fans out there or any Bills fans out there, come see me. Your thoughts, JT?
I like Buffalo. They're coming off the road back home, playing against Dallas outside in Week 15. I like Buffalo to win that game.
Then they go to the Chargers. They beat the Chargers.
I disagree, but that's okay.
Okay. They beat New England.
I agree with that.
You said you don't agree with that?
I agree with that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because we already did New England, so we need to go over New England games with them. And they finished at Miami. Miami sweeps them. Miami sweeps them.
I don't believe that, but okay.
Okay. I think I do have them at like 8 and 9, somewhere like that. But what is my total on the Buffalo Bills?
6. Oh. What'd you say the first game against the Jets? You said they're going to lose that?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, 6 and 11.
They might be 8 and 9, 6 and 11. I might have thrown in two. I might have taken away 2 games from them, but yeah. I think Buffalo is going to digress that bad. Here's part of the reason. The head coach, former defensive coordinator, taking over the reins from Leslie Frazier. Great defensive mind, but he's missing his key component, that middle linebacker in Tremaine Edmonds, who went to Chicago. You may downplay it if you want, but I think he's a bigger loss to that team than gaining Von Miller. Chris says, you do realize that Bills fans drink a lot and have anger issues, and many of them are your... Yes, I do. I do, Chris. I do. I got a lot of Bills fans as friends. And I participate in a lot of Bills events. Matter of fact, Shorty McBill, the head of the Bills Mafia, I was in a event with him virtually this past week. I might be trying to get some more of his memorabilia, but bro, I'm just telling the truth. That's the way I see it. How do you have the Bills finishing, JT?
I have them 11-6. I have them at 11-6.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk about the team I think is going to finish second. The Jets, Jerry's. The Jets, baby. The Jets. Listen, I want to go directly to that game, but I'm going to be cool. I'm going to be calm, and I'm going to be collected. Because there's so much to unpack in the comments by Sean Payton and what Robert Saleh said in return. It's interesting. Okay. Yes, Christopher. I am predicting the Miami Dolphins to win the AFC East. Hold your horses. All right. I absolutely love the Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers connection. I know it's preseason. I mean, it's not even preseason. I know it's OTAs, but the catches that Wilson has made already from Aaron Rodgers versus a top 5 defense, you're going to see that in the real games. A lot of them. This show gets 0 stars. love you too. I love you too, Chris. Anyway, the Jets are on Hard Knocks. So they're going to put on a show a little bit. And I guarantee you, what happened this week is going to be on Hard Knocks. Guaranteed. But Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and if they do get Dalvin Cook, I might have to flip-flop my 1 and 2. I'm going to keep it real. If Dalvin Cook signs with the Jets, they're going to win the division. If he signs with Miami, Miami wins the division. Why am I saying this based on a running back? Because that running back is still dynamic. And both teams will not have him as the 25 carry guy. He'll touch the ball 15 times a game running or whatever. Both teams will have very good players to sub in and out the running back position to keep him fresh. And both teams have wide receivers that will blow the doors off of anybody. You notice I said wide receivers, not wide receiver. Buffalo's lacking in that department. It's going to cost them this year, especially in a highly competitive division. The Jets defense, Sauce is not going to go his whole career without giving up a touchdown. But Sauce and company, and I ain't taking my words back. Thibodeau's going to have to be the same Thibodeau back to back, but he showed up last year. Kayvon Thibodeau.
He's on the Giants, man.
Oh, he's on the Giants. My bad. Who's the defensive end that the
Quentin Williams?
Quentin. Thank you. He's going to show up again. He's going to show up again.
Just
they
got
paid
paid.
the man. That's what I'm saying.
Paid.
They paid the man. He's going to show up again. And the Jets, to me, they might come out the block stumbling, but they're going to finish strong and get a wild card spot. Your thoughts, JT, on your Jets?
I think they're going to be a question mark. I really do. Like I said, new offense, new offensive coordinator, new quarterback. It takes a while for that to gel. And they can be the darlings of the offseason in training camp or OTAs or whatever. They start the season on the Hall of Fame game against my Cleveland Browns. We'll see how much improvement in what they do, maybe starting in the Cleveland Browns game or going through the other preseason games. So they have to start somewhere against live talent, live opposition to get their offense on the same page with each other.
Okay.
So whether it's a quarter, whether it's a series or two, they have to get their ones against other ones to see how they fare. So we don't know what's going to happen. The talent is there. It's on paper, but you got to take what's on paper, and put it on the field.
All right. Here's what I'm going to say about that. And you brought up a good point about the Hall of Fame game. My thoughts on that is this. That's not going to be if you get the starters for more than a series, that's not going to be good for the Jets. I think you're going to see, because they get an extra preseason game and they got a ton of people in camp. I believe you're going to see more of the rookies and free agents trying to make the team in the Hall of Fame game. And you might get a series or maybe 5 plays or so, whatever it is. If you get a first down, continue to drive, so on and so forth, with the starters on the Jets, because they're going to play 3 more games. They get 4 games, if I'm not mistaken. Hall of Fame, and 3. Matter of fact, why am I thinking that? I can tell you. They've got, 4 preseason games. The Browns, Panthers, Bucks, and the Giants. So you're not going to see, in my opinion, Aaron Rodgers very long, Garrett Wilson very long, especially after Garrett Wilson had that injury scare this week. So you're not going to see what that offense looks like from the starters very long, but you will see how the backups have assimilated that offense. So with that, I agree with you on. Probably week 2, week 3 is when you're going to see how that offense really has gelled with the starters. Because like I said, Rodgers, Allen, and Hackett all know each other. Quarterback, wide receiver, offensive coordinator. You get Dalvin Cook in there, if he's running the ball to him or he's checking it down to him, that's good too. Understanding the language, I believe that's where you're going with that, because the chemistry, at least for 3 of the main components of that team, are there. It's just not the offensive line, the other wide receivers. So I get where you're going with that. With that being said, I still think they open up the week 1 beating Buffalo. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. I call it the Q rule. We're not going to go over any teams that we've already discussed. So we're not going to talk about the wins and losses the Jets are going to have with the Patriots and Buffalo, because we already talked about those. We've already talked about them. So we're going to talk about the wins and losses for all the teams and versus Miami. So I already said they're going to win game 1. So let's go to game 2 at Dallas. This is where I say a bump in the road might happen. All that smoke that's coming out of New York, they got to go to Dallas. And since it's a home game, I think Dallas puts it on them. It's a home game in Dallas. I think Dallas wins that game.
Okay.
JT?
I agree.
Okay. Skipping week 3, because that's Patriots. We already talked about that. Kansas City. Could this be the preview to the Super Bowl contender from the AFC? That's the way they're going to build it. But remember, I said they're going to come out the gate stumbling. I got to give this game to Kansas City. Only because I think Kansas City is overall a better team. Overall.
So the first 4 games, you have Buffalo losing 3 of those.
Not Buffalo.
I mean, the Jets. First 4 games, you have the Jets losing 3 of those.
I got them beating Buffalo, losing to Dallas, beating New England. I didn't say the Jets were going to lose New England. What are you talking about? I got them going 2-2 so far.
No problem. That's why I want to clear it up.
Okay. All right. Yeah. They ain't beating the Jets. All right. Your thoughts on the KC game?
I think they lose that game. I think they're a level below Kansas City.
Okay. At least right now. I can agree with that. At Denver. Listen, now I get to talk about it. Sean Payton says he didn't have his coach's hat on when he made those comments. He must have had his hood hat on, pulled to the back or to the side, because he was talking that talk about Nathaniel Hackett and how terrible the Broncos were last year. Now, it could have also been, I don't know if you've seen this video, JT, but he took a hit off a bong with some big guy that's on the internet right now. He might have still been high. But for Sean Payton to come out his mouth and say what he said, about Nathaniel Hackett, which was true, and how he ruined and ran the team into the ground, them fighting words. Hackett didn't say nothing, but his head coach, Robert Saleh, came back and said what? What did Robert Saleh say, JT?
Basically, if you're hating on me, we must be doing something right. So keep hating. That's basically what he said.
Basically what he said that Hackett has done nothing but good stuff. He defended Hackett. Just yesterday, my boy Sean P, I'm gonna call him Sean P, because he acting like he thuggish now. He took it back and said, I apologize because I was not speaking with my coach's hat and all this other stuff. This is going to be a fight. And I think
they won't shake hands. They won't shake hands at the end of the game.
They might shake hands. It's going to be one of those shakes. It ain't going to be good job, best of luck to you. And I think New York is going to beat the Broncos in this. Originally, I had the Broncos beating the Jets on this game when we did the West, but I'm changing that. I think Robert Saleh and team are going to step up and knock the teeth right down Denver's mouth for what happened this week. But this game is a Sunday afternoon. Yes, Sunday afternoon, last game before the Sunday night game. It should probably be the Sunday night game, honestly. But you can't flex that schedule just yet. But I got the Jets winning. What you got?
I got the Broncos winning this game.
Okay. Week 6. And this is the last stumbling block. Well, no, it's not. It's not the last stumbling block. But I think Philly is that much better than the Jets already, that the Jets go 3-3 in the first 6 games and lose to Philadelphia.
I agree with that.
The bye week is week 7, which is good because now Rodgers can get into the lab with everybody else and fix his business. Because from my side of the court, they got a lot of wins coming. A lot. Week 8, they go to the Giants. They beat the Giants handily. Any questions? Any comment, JT?
Nope.
They beat the Chargers. They beat the Raiders.
I disagree. I agree with that.
You disagree with? Okay, which one you disagree with? Which one you agree with?
I disagree about the Chargers.
Okay. And they beat the Raiders.
Okay.
Already said what's going to happen with Buffalo. So I'm not going to talk about them.
You said they're going to sweep Buffalo.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I said that they were going to go half and half with Buffalo.
Okay.
Please make sure we got that right when we do the finals because I don't want them to have a worse schedule. Because they lose to Buffalo at Buffalo, but they beat Buffalo in the first game of the season. Okay. Miami, which is the Friday night, they call it the Black Friday game after Thanksgiving on ESPN. Look. Aaron, I'm sorry. I got to give it to Miami. I think Miami's going to beat them. I really do. But what you got on week 12, JT, before I go to the next couple games?
I like Miami to win that game.
Okay. They beat the Falcons. They beat the Texans. Week 15, They go to Miami, get revenge. They're splitting with Miami. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they beat Miami. Sad but true, they beat Washington. Definitely true, they beat Cleveland. And they finished out the season beating New England. So again, they have their rough patches, but I believe I got them like 11-6 or something like that.
No, you got 12-5.
12-5. Okay. I said something like that.
I have them 9-8.
That is that Jerry.
Look. I didn't say anything about what you.
Hey, guy, relax. You don't even know what I'm gonna say. Hey, look. You don't even know what I'm gonna say. I think that is that Jerry don't believe the hype train type of record, which I can get. I disagree with though. Because let's have a discussion about this before we get to Miami. Do you think it really is all hype and that this team isn't they're only 2 games better than last year with Aaron Rodgers versus the litany of quarterbacks they had last year? That's the question.
I think they do. I think.
They're only 2 games better?
Yep.
Wow. So Rodgers is only a 2-game difference. What makes you think Rodgers is just a 2-game difference?
I already explained myself about this. I said they're going into a new offense with a new offensive coordinator, new quarterback. I also said that because they have to learn the offense, that they're going to have some bumps in the road.
Okay.
So that's my opinion.
Okay. I what was Favre's record with him his first year? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Okay. I think their record was
Favre's a different player.
No. I get it.
Time ago. Don't make a difference.
It does make a difference because I'm about to make the comparison and break it down that way. The expectations of Brett Favre going to the Jets were very similar to the expectations that Rodgers has. Primary difference is Brett Favre didn't have a solid run game. Brett Favre didn't have a legit number 1 and 2 receiver. Brett Favre didn't have a outstanding defense. And yes, different time, different type of coach. Was it Mangini that was there under Brett Favre? I think it was. Not sure. But the mindset of Aaron Rodgers and demeanor of Aaron Rodgers, I believe, is far superior than that of Brett Favre and the Jets organization. It was Ryan. It was Rex Ryan. Ryan was the head coach. And I think that plays a difference, makes a big difference in all of it. I believe the Jets should have been a playoff team. Weren't they like a game or 2 out of making the final playoff spot last year?
Yes.
Yeah. So
I never said they weren't going to make the playoffs. I said I think they're a 9-8 team.
No, I didn't say you didn't say. I didn't say you said that. I'm just saying the mindset of the coach of Robert Saleh by itself and his coaching staff, I believe, gets them at least back to where they were last year. I think Aaron Rodgers accounts for 3 to 4. In this case, I gave him 12 and 5, but 3 to 4 more games this year, giving them 11-6. And as I said, just like you, there will be bumps in the road, but I don't think they're a 500 team. Basically a 500 team, like a 545 team at 9-8.
Okay.
Because that would be a repeat of last year. Well, not exactly, but close enough. All right, let's get to the final team. The final team in the AFC East and the final team of our preview for the season. The MIA Miami Dolphins. Let me begin this by saying losing Jalen Ramsey for any amount of time is a big, big problem for the Miami Dolphins. They already had some great corners. But you add him into the mix. Bradley Chubb on the defensive line. Jalen Phillips on the other side. A good set of linebackers. A secondary that can cover everything. Xavier Allen or Xavier Woods, I believe his name is.
Xavier Howard.
Howard. There we go. Howard. What I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, is that defense is right. Ramsey in there made it even righter. That was my Chris Rock. Can't get no better or get no righter. If Tua, and I'm believing in Tua, that's why I got Miami at number 1 in the AFC East. I am believing in Tua. And a couple weeks ago, I believe we were talking about the AFC West. I said, and if y'all listened, Miami's going to be like the third or fourth best, or the third best record in the AFC. So that told you that, or should have dropped a hint that they were going to win the East. Now I got them at 12. I got the Jets at 12-5, JT.
Yeah.
I should have them, the Jets, at 11-6, because I believe after we go to the schedule, I have Miami at 12-5. And the tiebreaker, if there is a tie, is going to come down to point differential when they face each other. And that's why Miami's going to, have to put a whooping on them that first game. Tua stays healthy, out of concussion protocol, on the field. Miami has one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL. I will admit, live on air, I may have been convinced by JT to consider Tyreek Hill as possibly a first-round draft pick in fantasy. I'm not sold, but he is a bad man, Majama. Just as fine she can be. Don't. You want to smile. Oh, this is a very good question Chris just brought up. What's more important, dynamic offense or consistent offense?
Consistent.
Yeah, consistent offense.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Dynamic offense have the tendency to be inconsistent. A consistent offense, you can count on them. You know what they're going to do. You know pretty much how many points they're going to put up, and you just put it in there and just let it go. It's almost automatic.
And to that point, I can agree with you, JT, but that also breeds complacency and easy to read. So I agree that consistent offense is better, but dynamic offense allows you as the offense to be consistent because no one knows how you're going to accomplish what you're going to accomplish as long as you accomplish it.
Well, let me ask you this question. In a dynamic offense, are you relying more on splash plays versus a consistent offense?
No. A dynamic offense, you're relying on the dynamic players to be consistent.
So you're saying to me, you have dynamic players, and that's not part of a dynamic offense? Is that what you're talking about?
No. What I said was a dynamic offense has dynamic players that are consistent.
Well,
a consistent offense, listen to what I'm saying, a consistent offense, as you said, you know about how many points you're going to get per game. You know about the same about the plays you're going to run. If you know it, your opponent knows it. But that's just like saying the cheetah isn't a dynamic player. He's not as consistent as you would like him to be.
That's what I'm saying.
But you can rely on him to make big plays.
That's what I just said.
But that's why I say a dynamic player being consistent. So we know the consistency with the cheetah is this. Big Bang may have one or two drops. That's his consistent nature, right? Devontae Adams is a dynamic, consistent player. You know he's going to make big plays, and he's going to catch the ball. And he's going to get about 7 to 8, if not more, targets a game. That's being consistent and dynamic. You see the difference?
The difference, the question was dynamic or consistent. That's it.
Yeah, but you said okay. You said a player, right? And I said
what's more important, a dynamic offense or a consistent offense?
I know, but then when you took it to the player, I made the player reference. And I'm saying a dynamic offense has consistent players in it. So therefore you can remain consistent, but dynamic. A consistent offense is a very good offense. You know what you're going to get from it, but you know who you're going to get it from and what you're going to get it from. We'll use, for example, perfect example for this question. What would you consider the Rams offense, the greatest show on turf? Would you consider them a dynamic offense or a consistent offense?
Dynamic. They're a dynamic offense.
Okay. But weren't they consistent? Okay.
I'm trying to go back in my mind and think about that.
Oh, but you can say they dynamic.
They're a dynamic offense because they have to make dynamic plays. So they make big splash plays. They're a team that relied on big splash plays.
Thank you, Chris. This is my point.
Yeah, but the Miami Dolphins are not, because wait a minute. My
thought process is they're dynamic and they're consistent.
Your argument is flawed because you talked about Tyreek Hill, and the reason you didn't like Tyreek Hill because he wasn't consistent. That's the reason you didn't like him.
But didn't I say you've convinced me? Didn't I open up by saying you've convinced me?
Well, because this is a perfect example of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle accumulated astronomical amount of points. And at times, they were nowhere to be seen. But when you tally up the fantasy points, because of those splash plays and dynamic plays were so high, and the non-consistent low plays weren't that low, he accumulated a lot of points. So you're going to get a lot of points maybe in one game. In the next game, he may not show up. He may only get 5 or 6 points, where he gets 20 points in the first game. So it's a dynamic offense, but they have highs and lows. A consistent offense, you can guarantee this guy is going to give me 15 fantasy points every year. Now, if you tally up all the points that he made, it may be average out to 15 points. But during the season, just like I've said all the time, during the season, guys do big players, just like Justin Jefferson. I'll take, for example, Justin Jefferson is in a dynamic offense. But at the end of the season, he was doing very little. He got shut down quite a few times, and you talked about it. And you talked about it. And that's a dynamic offense. Minnesota Vikings are a dynamic offense. Not a consistent, they're dynamic.
They're not.
What?
They're not a dynamic offense, bro.
Are you serious?
Remember, I'm an offensive coordinator, right? I know.
I don't care what you are. I'm just saying they're a dynamic offense.
It's not a dynamic offense.
Okay.
It's not dynamic.
You and I have a difference of opinion. No problem.
Yes, and a dynamic offense is an offense. Okay, by your definition, using your definition, Minnesota is a dynamic offense because they found ways to come back in games. But do you understand why they had to come? How they came back in those games?
Your defense.
No. The opponent's defense played more zone. They played more zone defense because they had such leads that they weren't worried about the comebacks. When they were playing them straight up in the first half of games, that offense was not dynamic because it was not scoring. They had 11 games, 11 out of 17 games where they won by less than 3 points, 3 to 7 points.
That's because the offense.
That's not a dynamic offense.
That's
at
because
all.
the offense had to pick up the defense because the defense wasn't not good. The defense wasn't that good.
Jerry, again, if your offense isn't scoring in the first half and your defense is giving up points, okay. But why wasn't your dynamic offense scoring in the first half? That's the point. The defense, if the defense is poor, the defense is poor. But if the offense is dynamic, they're going to score regardless. That's why I use the Rams offense. Regardless of who the Rams played, regardless, they were scoring consistently and they were dynamic. The question Chris had was, the new question is, how would you describe the offenses in the AFC East?
They're not consistent.
Well, let's go one by one. The Patriots are definitely not dynamic. They are consistent because you know what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. They are not a passing or pass-happy offense. Not since Tom Brady left. They are a run-heavy, beat you up, play hard defense, win 17-10 type offense. That's not dynamic. That's consistent.
I'd rather have a dynamic offense versus it's consistent.
So you change it now because you said consistent earlier.
No, I'm saying he asked the question.
I know, but you said earlier you would rather have a consistent offense.
No, he said what's more important. I said a consistent offense is more important.
Okay.
Not what I'd rather have. I'd rather have a dynamic offense.
Okay.
I just answered the question.
Okay. Well, the new question is what do you think about the teams and what they are? I said the Patriots are consistent. They're not dynamic. Your thoughts on that? So we can go to the next team.
They're consistently bad offense. Consistently bad offense.
Okay. I would say consistent or dynamic. You gotta say consistently bad. I agree with you, but just consistent or dynamic. Okay. The Jets.
Don't know. You have no idea what the Jets are.
Okay. I agree with that because you don't know how the rest of the team is going to gel, but you do know the coordinator, the quarterback, and the number one receiver.
That's my
they're
point.
Consistently, and the quarterback is dynamic. So we'll see what happens there. Miami. We got enough on Miami to decide what they are.
Dynamic offense.
They are dynamic because they are not consistent. They're not consistent. They are dynamic.
And that's my point. They're up and down. You're dynamic offense. You're not consistent. You're up here. You're way up here, and then you can come down to earth.
I agree, but I believe that they are more of a and that's why I say if Tua can remain on the field, you'll have a consistently dynamic offense. He's just got to stay healthy.
Whatever. Okay.
Dude,
okay. I just said okay.
I got that. He's Kurt Warner with injuries.
Well, Kurt
And I know Kurt Warner's a Hall of Famer, but Kurt
Warner had a lot of injuries too, but okay.
Yes. And Kurt Warner has that mental. He has that mental. Tua's got that mental, but Tua's got to find a way to stay on the field. That's why Kurt could take 3 teams. Did he take 3 teams? Well, 2 teams to the Super Bowl and be the starter for 3 teams and be more than efficient for the Giants, for the Cardinals, and for the Rams. Tua just got to find a way to stay consistent. Buffalo.
Buffalo's a consistent offense because you know what they're going to do. They're consistent. They're going to throw the football. They're not a good running team at all. They're a pass-happy team. So they are consistent. They're not dynamic. They're consistent offense.
I would say they're dynamic because they rely heavily on the big play. They rely heavily on the big play. That makes them just dynamic to me.
Okay.
Because when, as you just said, there is no run game. At least there has not been a run game. And you're relying on Stephon Diggs or one of the other receivers to get chunk yardage, or Allen to run and get chunk yardage,
or their tight end, whatever tight
Dawson
end.
Knox. Yeah, Dawson Knox.
Yes.
So you're relying heavily on the big play or the dynamic player to move the ball. So you're not consistent.
They're a consistently passing team. They're a consistently passing offense.
Okay.
Obviously, it's obvious. They're not good running the football. So they're a passing team. And that's being consistent in their offense.
Okay.
You know they're going to pass the ball more than they're going to run it because they're not good at running the football.
Okay.
So
I mean, that's a fair assessment, but I don't think their result oriented is consistent. But let's finish up Miami's schedule. We need to start it yet.
yes, we did.
But
Yeah, we were at where were we at?
dude,
We didn't start it. No, we didn't.
I just said we didn't start.
Yeah, okay.
So week 1, I got them beating the Chargers.
I got losing to the Chargers. Okay.
Man, you want some money on that? You must got some faith in the Chargers, big time. I want to put something on that. You got a feeling?
They're on the road going east to west. I'm going with the Chargers. I'm going with the
That's
whole
fine.
team.
I got you. I'm asking, do you want to make a bet? That's all I'm asking.
No.
No? Okay. All right. No need for week 2. We already know the answer. Week 3, Denver. In Miami. Humidity. I got to give it to Miami.
Okay.
We already know what I said about Buffalo.
All right. So they're going to split. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, JT.
Okay. Let's go to the Giants.
Giants. I got them beating the Giants, beating Carolina.
At Philly.
Because it's at Philly.
Yeah, but they're a dynamic offense. They're a consistent offense. Okay. What do you think they're going to be here? Okay.
Look at you, bro. Look at you.
I'm just saying.
I think this is going to be a tough game for the Philadelphia secondary because they don't got nobody to keep the speed up with the cheetah. Nobody can keep up with the cheetah. And if you're going to dedicate a safety and a corner to the cheetah, Wilder's going to eat them up.
Give me Darius Slay. I'll take him every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Man to man versus the cheetah.
I take Darius Slay, and of course he's going to have safety help. Come on, man. Really?
No, I'm saying man to man, no safety help.
I'll take Darius Slay.
I'll take the cheetah.
Okay. Really?
All day.
Really?
Dude, I already said earlier that you've convinced me that Tyreek could be a first-round draft pick.
That ain't convincing. Come on, stop. Could be. Dude,
I'm not putting my cards on the table because I know how you are. You're a damn thief. You like to steal my players. Calvin
look,
Ridley.
let me tell you.
Calvin Ridley.
Let me tell you something about Calvin Ridley. He ain't my keeper. Hello.
We'll see it. I'll believe it when we see it.
Well, I'm telling you. Now you
Well,
know
he would have been mine.
14 years, and I'm telling you, he's not my keeper.
He would have been mine had somebody not stole him.
And nobody's look, if you never had him, it's not stealing. I keep telling you, if you never had him, it's not stealing.
But you know what?
In your mind,
What I want you to do, hey, seriously, if you get a chance, go see Oppenheimer.
Yeah, okay.
Go see Oppenheimer.
I can see it without going to the theater. So I'm not worried about that.
Or your bootleg version, whatever.
Thanks a lot, Victor.
Great movie.
Thanks
I'm saying,
a
I
lot,
don't know how,
Victor.
you just said you're going to see it without going to the movies. It's only one way to see it without going to the movies. That's if you got a bootleg version. So,
Not necessarily.
all right, we need to talk. We're going to talk after this. We're going to talk after this. Yes, we are. But
New
the
England.
reason I say,
New
the
England.
reason why,
Home
the reason why I
against New
say
England.
that, hold on. The reason why I say that is because there's a lot of stuff that is taken from Oppenheimer when they're making the atomic bomb. And that's what I'm just saying.
Okay.
Oppenheimer. But hey, dude, seriously, that movie is going to win a lot of awards.
Okay.
A lot of awards.
Okay.
Moving on. I
New
didn't get my
England.
pick on this. I didn't get my pick. I didn't get my pick. Only because you picking Darius Slay tells me you're gonna take Philly. I'm gonna take Miami. Now I might not be right on this one, ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
but I'm gonna take Miami.
All right.
You already know what they're gonna do to the Patriots. Kansas City at Arrowhead.
No, it's
The
home.
Cheetah
I think it's home.
returns.
It's home, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's at Arrowhead.
Hold on a minute. That's week 9.
Week 9.
Come on.
It's going to be on the NFL Network because it's in Germany. So it's not like it's an away game for them, but it's an away game for both of them.
It's home against. Oh, okay.
No,
It's considered. Wait, listen to me. It's considered a home game.
for the Chiefs. It's considered a home game for the Chiefs.
No, it's considered a whole game for Miami. I'm looking at it right now.
I'm looking at Miami's schedule right now as well. Matter of fact, let me just share my screen. Let me just share my screen because you don't believe nothing. Nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I gotta do.
It's a game played at neutral location, and it doesn't say at Kansas City. It says Kansas City. So it's played at a neutral location.
I know in Germany,
Yeah, I know.
but Kansas City is considered the home team.
Okay.
You see that right there? At Kansas City.
Okay.
Right there.
ESPN has something different, so that's why I was going.
Okay, I'm on the NFL.com. Well, I'm on the Miami Dolphins schedule. I'm on the Miami Dolphins website.
I'm on the ESPN website looking at Miami Dolphins schedule, and it just tells me Kansas City, not at Kansas City. So, okay, I'm just going by that.
Okay, all right. Moving on. Oh, we didn't even give the game. Because it's in Deutschland, and I guarantee you, it's going to be live in Germany. Live. I got to give it to the Chiefs.
They going to buy it week 10. Then they.
Are you picking the Chiefs or are you picking Miami?
I didn't comment, so it's what you said. Okay.
Okay, because you've been commenting back and forth, so
Yeah, I know.
you agree or
I know.
not. So I don't know.
I like the Chiefs in this. Okay.
All right. Bye week 10, come back, and they go against the Raiders. They're going to beat the Raiders.
All right.
I said they're going to split already with the Jets, so no need for that.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Washington's going to take an L, even though it's at FedEx. Good game here because I love Hopkins going to the Titans. But, brother, that's where star receivers go to die. Julio Andre Reed, you, and oh, another receiver. That's on the chart.
So do you like Tennessee or no?
I like Miami to whoop that ass Monday night.
Okay. Then home against the Jets,
You already know I had them splitting. So
home against Dallas.
this is the one. It's going to be tough, but it's Christmas Eve. I got to go, since it's at home and it's not in Dallas, I'm going to go with Miami. They're going to finish out the season winning.
You think they're going to win at Baltimore?
Yes.
Oh,
And
I disagree with that.
okay.
And you win at Buffalo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Come on, man. 14 wins?
14-3, I can see it. Should be 13, but 14 and 3 or 13 and 4.
I like 11-6. That sounds more pliable, more realistic. 11-6.
Just because it sounds realistic don't mean it's going to happen.
11-6 and contending with the Buffalo Bills for the division.
Okay. All right. Well, I have Miami winning the division, the Jets getting a playoff berth as a wild card. And as of now, like I did last week, my division winners: Miami, Kansas City, Cincinnati, the Jaguars. A couple playoff teams. I've got the Jets. I've got Denver. And the third team is going to either be Baltimore or Pittsburgh. That's what I got.
Okay.
Are you going to give yours?
I like the Buffalo Bills to win the division. I like the Cleveland Browns to win the North. I like the Kansas City Chiefs quite naturally to win the West. And the South will be the South would be the
Your record said it was going to be Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Yeah, okay.
Who you guys wild card teams?
Wild card teams. Cincinnati. And
It's 3 of them, Jerry, not 2.
I didn't say 2, did I?
No. You were saying and as if it was only 1 left.
Cincinnati and Miami. And I don't think it's going to be in the South. I think it's going to be in the West. Maybe this Chargers make it this time. Chargers, Cincinnati, and Miami. Wild card.
Okay. All right. Christopher, if you want to put yours up, my fellow broadcaster, my friend, go right ahead. I have no problem, and we can share with everybody. But that's going to do it for the AFC East prediction. That's going to do it for our NFL preview session that we do over the summer. Interesting information this time. But this time next week, we're going to be discussing the Hall of Fame game because it happens on Thursday, correct, JT?
Thursday, 8 o'clock. I think it's 8 o'clock. Could be 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock on the NFL Network, maybe Fox or what is it? I don't know what's the Hall of Fame game on. Let me look real quick.
So
Schedule.
the Hall of Fame game happens this Thursday. The Hall of Fame induction ceremony happens Saturday during the show.
Hall of Fame game is 8 o'clock on NBC.
Okay, Peacock. So what we will do next week I'm going to go over my IDPs. My top, start from defensive line / edge rushers. I'll go 10. My top 10, because we have to break down the Cleveland Jets game. And we got to talk about the Hall of Famers that are going in. It's not going to be a 3-hour show. It's probably going to be hour, 2-hour show, hour and a half show. And we'll just get ready for the season. JT, you got anything you want to say to anybody in any fantasy league out there as August 10th approaches?
All right, I don't have anything to say. I mean, it is what it is. The draft for a fantasy football teams or leagues, I should say, coming up. You got to do the draft, and may the best person win the draft. Not necessarily win the season, but get off to a good start of the fantasy football season, which starts the first week of September. And also 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning on the For No Reason. You see it there right about behind me, fantasy football. We're going to be talking about training camp. And as always, in August, I'll be talking about each fantasy season position: quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, and lastly, running backs. Second week in the next week, not next week, the following week, which would be the 11th, 10th or 11th, whatever it is, second weekend in a season, I'll be talking about the wide receivers. And I'll be also doing a mock draft, my final mock draft. So stay tuned for that.
So you promote like 2-3 weeks worth of stuff.
I got to reiterate it. I'm prepping. I'm prepping.
I got you. I was like, I thought he was going to just talk about tomorrow, not or the coming month. But okay, I'm with you, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to draft at Buffalo Wild Wings, at a buddy's house, or do what's the new thing is not new to me, but if you go to Vegas and do a draft trip, you know, they got road trips, they got girl trips, guys. It's called a draft trip now. Enjoy it. Take the advice that's given to you and use it or don't. But understand, after doing this for such a long time, there's a database in my head and on paper that proves out, kind of know what we're talking about. Just like in Oppenheimer, when he says, the world ending is near zero. You tell somebody this just before you're about to blow a goddamn atomic bomb up. Okay. But with that being said, I want to thank House, Q, and my boy Chris for chiming in on the chat. Greatly appreciate it. Always love you, Chris, coming on with your commentary. One day, you're going to come from off of the chat board and onto the screen to discuss what you want, and we can get your feedback. Now that Brady's gone, he'll be in the booth calling games for the NFC over on Fox. Maybe you'll just be a fan of that game. I don't know. But I also want to thank the people that love the show. My boy Pooney, James Hemsley, Michael H. Pierman, and my boy Lyndon Jagrope. My man's, hey, look. I got a question for you, Jerry. So have you ever owned a house with like a big yard? Okay. Before he retired or after he retired or when?
Before, why?
Okay. Did you ever have like enough yard where you bought a I don't know those things where they got the little diggers on them, the machines where
No.
my boy bought one and he just digging up his backyard. He said he's gonna dig a pool
Okay.
and he's gonna let his folks. I want one. I see him welding stuff in his garage now.
What do you need it for?
I don't know, just to do guy stuff. I am enthralled in what he's building and what he's doing in his spare time.
Okay.
He had a chicken coop and all this other stuff. My
Okay.
brother is doing it.
Okay.
He is doing it.
Okay. Okay. I've never been interested in building a chicken coop. I've never been interested in digging up a great amount of land with anything. Shovel, earth mover.
Is that what it's called? An earth mover?
Well, no, it's called I forget what they call it, but I mean, yeah. Well, it's the earth. It's a digger. So I mean, moves earth. The earth mover is usually something that has a flat blade on it, and you push it. That's what basically some people call earth mover. But that, no. I don't know how big it is. It's probably a small one.
I mean,
But they're pretty expensive. So the bigger they get, the more expensive they get.
yeah. But I'm like, this dude is doing some things as he's retired and just living life in Alabama. But anyway,
Okay.
again, I want to thank everybody for coming on, for being a part of the show. Greatly appreciate it. If you want to donate, you can donate. I have no problem with it. It's scrolling at the bottom. I may be in the market for a replacement in my fantasy league, y'all. No, it is not free, but it's a lot of trash. I'll put it this way. The way Jerry and I go with each other on the show, do that times 12. Not everybody in the league talks trash like that, right? But about half the league does. If you have thick enough skin and you can pay your fee on time.
The first is Tuesday. The first is Tuesday.
However, the spot will not open until the 10th.
The first is Tuesday. Someone that was on this show last week,
Oh
on my show last week,
on your
said
show.
he doesn't start thinking about football until the first. The first is Tuesday.
Well, the NFL says, welcome back to football weekend. It's happening now. So
What did I say last weekend? It
I
was
know.
training.
I
Come
know.
on, it was training camp last weekend,
I know.
but the NFL decided a theme this weekend. Welcome back to football. Football started really when training camp start. Hello. But some people have a difference of opinion. I can't change their mind, and that's their opinion. It is what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you're welcome to become a part of the league if you want. Just have thick skin. I'm just going to be honest. Thick skin is what we need. Hopefully my mic sounds a lot better. I changed it out, and I should be a lot clearer, a lot crisper, and we shall see. With that being said, thank y'all for listening. I appreciate the support. And we will, somebody sent me a comment. Somebody sent the comment. Thank you, Chris. Great mic. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. But with that, less than 2 hours, we're out.
Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Get ready to rumble!
You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember,
face.
because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
The other dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
listeners are asking questions about this week's games,